I think there's a lot of, like, the word new age is something that's thrown around a lot, and often things that are new age are thought of as being like very spiritual. And I think the difficult thing is that I feel like the new age movement came about as a response to the dearth, to the lack of spiritual practices, especially for certain people who don't have a connection with their own ancestral lineages or ancestral practices. And so there's been, probably from the 60s and 70s, a lot of effort to kind of bring together all these different pieces, all these different ways of talking about um, what spirituality is, what it means. And it kind of takes a lot from different sources, and it's not all necessarily true. But it's easy to kind of take this fabrication that's pretty modern, actually, including some aspects of modern astrology. I think, yeah, there's definitely like a merit to modern astrology when it's done correctly, but it's easy to have a lot of things that are simplified, oversimplified. Um, Lots of things on social media kind of oversimplify. If you're talking about planets and their transits, like this is a super rare thing, and it's like, no, actually, this, like, this term is used to describe when there's a new moon, and like a moon kazemi is not super rare, it happens every month. So there are certain things that are hyped up, that are not necessarily, don't have like a strong precedent, other than in the last 40-50 years it's been kind of invented, or um, yeah, it's been kind of woven into the spiritual community. So I think when I first got to Seattle, I saw a lot of that, and I thought, oh, this is amazing. Like, there's so much wisdom out here. But once you start to look at it a little bit more, there are people who might not necessarily mislead, but they definitely have some information that's helpful and some that's not. So it's just a matter of having discernment, uh, and knowing who the sources of your teachers are, and making sure that those are reliable, because there's a lot out there, uh, including people who have, yeah, they have services, but it's like, not necessarily very helpful, or it can be predatory. So lots of things out there that aren't necessarily helpful, but they're, it's like pop culture. It's kind of fun and entertaining, so people like to talk about them. But I think it's easy to kind of get stuck on the surface and miss out on the deeper, richer things that are a little bit older, a little bit more approved, not approved, but I guess vetted by lineage.